Okay, so we do have a little bit of a change from the past few weeks for the One Piece reviews. And that's the fact that this chapter, I feel like if I wanted to, I could speed review this, given that it's more of a catch up chapter, which we haven't had in a few weeks. And it's a big catch up chapter. We get to see most of the characters that we didn't know where they were. So, for the first time, I believe in my One Piece reviewing history, I am not going to be looking at the chapter while I review it. Because I usually have the screen up, I walk myself through it so I remember everything. I feel like I remember everything now. I'm not going to pull it up. It's up, it's loading, so if I need it, I can look, but I'm not going to rely on it. So the chapter cover was of the Germa 66 recovery mission, catching up with them, whatever we want to call it. And there were two strangers entering Chocoland, which is Pudding's territory. I think we're looking at Derma 66 coming back for their members. Don't know. Don't know if Judge would do that, but whatever. So we started the chapter with Luffy and Kaido, the only place we could properly start the chapter. And Luffy just straight up admits he doesn't have a name for that last attack, the one that went through Kaido's skull. And there is dialogue that I'm forgetting to mention that I thought was pretty neat that I'm gonna look at now. I immediately lied. I am gonna look at the chapter. I'm gonna try my best to not completely rely on it though. But there's some dialogue from Kaido where he asks a very important question. Just tell me one thing. Who the hell are you? And Luffy looks kind of confused, as he damn well should be. And then we cut to Zunesha saying, "How nostalgic. That rhythm. Joy Boy. Hey, Joy Boy. It's as if you're right there. How exhilarating. This all feels like fate. I can't help but think that we should put our faith in this boy." And as Zunesha is saying this, Luffy has the dialogue, "I'm Monkey D. Luffy. I'm the man who's gonna surpass you and become king of the pirates." The normal Luffy line. And the entire time this scene is happening, Luffy is fucking bouncing on the ground like a child. Just going boing, boing, boing. And Luffy smiles when he says he's gonna be the one to surpass Kaido. And the kanji for the sound effect is dawn, which, depending on the translation you read, I don't know how the anime did it, was the thing that Tom always said. Do things with a dawn. Always be excited to do the stuff you do. So, neat little callback. I'm sure those have been scattered throughout the manga. That's just the first one I picked up on. And we have Kaido also admitting this is a ridiculous power, but I'm gonna be able to beat you. I've lost a lot in this war. I've lost my castle. I've lost a lot of men, but I'm still here, and that goes for you too. You've lost a lot of things in this. And Luffy snaps back by saying, "I'm gonna take back everything you've taken from the Wano people, from everyone. I'm taking it back." Kaido uses Gundari Meteor Shower, which is a bunch of his, I guess, tip thrusts, for lack of a better term, at Luffy, and we get to see the little rubberized thing where his face and body melds with that. Luffy retaliates with a Gum Gum Gatling of his own. Well, I guess in this case, Nika Nika Gatling, because it is affecting his body. And we see that Luffy is coughing because the smoke from the flames have reached the rooftop. And Kaido comments, "They're all gonna burn to death." And Luffy says, "Nah, I'm trusting everyone down there to do what I asked them to. And all I have to do is take you out." Kaido goes to use an attack, and Luffy dodges it by jumping. Then we teleport to the part of the chapter where it's kind of a catch up. The entire time that this is happening, we get the establishment the fire is everywhere. We get to see Chopper meeting up with Nami, meaning that we have three people together, which is Chopper, Nami, and Zeus. Zeus says that he can't do anything about it, he'll just burn away. We then see a bunch of the Heart Pirates transporting Beppo as he's passed out from being a polar bear. Then we see a bunch of the Allied forces meeting with Robin and Brook, who think that Brook is a dead body. Brook says, "No, I'm just a skeleton." Robin comments, "There's no way to get out, possibly." Sanji, we get to see, is up and at him, And he comments, there is no way out, the garden is gone, so you can't just jump down there. Scratchman Apu is having number 1, I believe, try to bust down a door. Number 1 is getting burnt and injured, and Apu asks if he want to go, like fight. We see Usopp in their team, which is Usopp, Kiku, Kin, and the giraffe guy. Usopp can't do anything. His attacks are useless. We then see Franky transporting Zoro. Zoro is seemingly still unconscious. And we get the dialogue from Franky, which didn't click with me on what Franky was doing this entire time. Franky is looking for Chopper. Chopper is their doctor, so of course it makes sense. I'm just an idiot for not putting that together. My microphone just attacked me. And then we cut to the part that actually does matter. It's Jinbei and Raizo, who is the name of this chapter. It's 146 Raizo. I didn't mention that. Jinbei straight up admits, I am going to ally with you. I trust you. And Raizo tells us he learned his lesson 20 fucking years ago. He's not letting this castle burn down like the Kozuki clan's mansion. So he took some water from when Zunisha bathed and put it into one of his scrolls, which is his devil fruit, and he is reactivating it. And the good thing is the fact that he's around Jinbei, who can control it using his Fishman karate. Big question that I had when I read this, is this going to affect every devil fruit user it hits? Because this is seawater. So, if this gets to Brook and Robin, are their fruits going to act up? If it gets to any of the beast pirates who are still up and at 'em, is this going to just take their devil fruits out? It'll be interesting to see, but I don't think we're going to be worried about that part for too much. We see the water is spreading from area to area. Jinbei straight up saying, flood every corner of the castle. Speaking to the water. Raizo wonders if he was too late, and hopes that the water of Zou will rescue everyone. And then for the first time in a while, we get to see Killer, who is making his comeback debut for a few chapters gone. And he's getting transported by a few of the kid pirates, I believe. And they see the fact that there is water coming, and they ask what's happening, why is the castle rumbling? Then we cut to another point of view. It's a very back and forth chapter. We get to see Yamato and Momonosuke, and it's the fact that Yamato is telling Momonosuke, now or never, Kaido is at his fucking limit. You have to make the clouds, because in the last page of the chapter, I'm already there, Yamato says Onigashima is about to fall. Which, this is the only real conversation piece of the chapter, in my opinion. This chapter doesn't have a whole lot of discussion. I think I more than made up for that last week with, like, the 27-minute video. But if Onigashima is about to fall, and Yamato has a prediction of this, either one, the island is rumbling, meaning that odds are the flame clouds are starting to dissipate. So it's starting to lose its support here and there. It's starting to shake. Not completely falling because Kaido isn't done yet. But if Yamato has a prediction of this, maybe Kaido has some kind of last hope maneuver that he plans on releasing against Luffy, like super-powered Mega Baguya that's gonna rip off half the castle, and it's gonna take all the flame clouds. Maybe Kaido's gonna deactivate the flame clouds and reuse them to attack Luffy. I don't know. But the fact that Yamato is so confident in predicting this makes me think that this is something that Kaido has planned. Because sure, the island is rumbling, and they have come to the conclusion that it's going to fall eventually, but Yamato jumping to this conclusion right now doesn't really fit. Because from what we've seen over the past few chapters, yes, Kaido has taken hit after hit from Awakened Luffy now. He is feeling the damage. But we've seen no telltale sign that Kaido is going to lose his grip on Onigashima. Last chapter, he did go down for a little bit. So that might be it. But as of now, we didn't have a whole lot of assumption that it's going to fall. If we did, maybe I'm just an idiot and I don't want to think about that. And I want to have speculation. Maybe Yamato knows something that we don't. Maybe Kaido has some kind of attack that's going to involve the flame clouds. I do hope that eventually, this is more getting into hopes of the arc in general. After Momonosuke saves Onigashima from falling, either by keeping it floating in midair forever, keeping it floating in midair long enough for Zunesha to grab it. Anything. As long as Onigashima is fine and doesn't kill the Flower Capital. I really want to see either Luffy riding Momonosuke down to the Flower Capital like we did when he got rode up, but this time we have Joy Boy and Momonosuke, and that or Luffy and Momonosuke in their human forms going back down to the Flower Capital, and that would be the big reveal of Momonosuke's adult form. That's just kind of what I want to see, and I figured it was good place as any given the fact that this does revolve around Momonosuke. So yeah, that was a very short chapter review. I think this is the shortest one I've ever done. There are some this week, but I guess I can include them this week. Oh yeah, forgot to mention this. Luffy grabs a fucking lightning bolt at the end of the chapter, which now he can control elements, which makes me question: could he have just like grabbed fire and thrown it as a weapon, like a fireball? That would have been pretty fucking cool. Can't tell me that it wouldn't have. Like, that leads to a shit ton more questions about the powers of the Nika fruit, which is why I'm really excited to go back to the fight so we can see Oda's more creative writing other than just Luffy using normal punches. Because Luffy straight, like, jumped over the attack Kaido launched at him. He's just tanking hits now with the uber rubberized body. I really want to see how Oda incorporates the rubber body and the cartoon abilities to the maximum potential. Another one is the fact that there was not a real big hint to it this chapter, but I'm still clinging on to it. We might have gotten a hint to a Joy Boy flashback with Zunesha saying, "Oh, how nostalgic the sounds of the drums are," more towards the beginning of the chapter. So that's just that. I'm not getting my hopes up for a Joy Boy flashback, and at this point, I really don't want one. I'd rather that be saved for the last arc of One Piece as more of an exposition thing. Maybe it comes from Shanks at some point. I don't know. But I really don't want that to be here on Wano. If anything, I kind of want a Kaido flashback here soon, which I think everyone knows is going to come. I forget who I heard say it, but we could be looking at another 10 to 15 chapters of this fight, and then the end of... And then the end of the raid, or at least the end of this fight. Then we have to get back down to the ground and have our celebration, which is going to happen, hopefully. With the Marines coming, not Marines, with the world government coming, that does raise the question, if they were able to get here, which I doubt they were because of Zunesha, will they try to take Wano, like annex it, like I brought up before? Momonosuke probably won't let that happen. That could also be the scene where we get the adult Momo reveal. There are a lot of ifs, ands, or buts about it, but I think we're coming up to the end. Because, as it said at the end of the chapter, I'm going to come back to it, the Onigashima is about to fall. And the flavor text for next chapter is taking the future into their own hands. Which makes me think that this is going to be, hopefully we get more exposition from Kaido, because that would be nice. We get to see his motivation and shit. And before we wrap this up, because I am going to wrap the video up now, I've fluffed it out enough so we're not just 10 minutes. One Piece will return in Weekly Shonen Jump issue 21 and 22, or 22, I don't know, with a color spread. So we're getting color spreads with like one chapter between them, but yeah, so break week next week. Hopefully I can have a video made up by then. Not gonna be One Piece related. It's gonna be probably voice acting related. But yeah. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and read more manga. Okay, guys. Bye.